To learn the good, the bad, and the reality of the nomadic lifestyle, click the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Click the bell notification. Just the other day, I made a video about having an emergency fund and the importance of an emergency fund. When I make videos about money, I always get dozens of comments. Rob, all you ever do is worry about money. There's no way you can be free if you're always worried about money. I guess I'm just a complete opposite thought process. But it's always funny. Every time someone tells me that I worry too much about money, the next morning when I go and do my research for today's video, you know what I always find? Somebody on Facebook, GoFundMe! I gotta have money because of XYZ. Well, today was even doubly funny because the first comment before the GoFundMe comment was this young gal says, I'm getting ready to start my van life. I don't know, next month, next week, whatever. Gonna quit my job. Giving up the job. But she didn't say what she was going to do in exchange for her job. This was in a van group, so I went over to her Facebook page thinking, well, maybe she's starting a business or something. No mention of it. And all the comments underneath it, but one, was like, yeah, you're gonna love it. You don't have to worry about rent. It's gonna be a great lifestyle. And I kept thinking the whole time I'm reading all these comments, what is she gonna do for money? Nobody asked the question. One person says, I don't know why the 9-to-5 job gets such a bad rap. If you're doing what you love, it's not so bad. So that was the closest thing to anybody supporting a job. I just kept thinking, what is this gal gonna do for money? Because I would like to do this. If I can just stop my job, living this lifestyle, and not have to worry about making money, man, things would be a lot easier. Nobody said anything about how to make money. Scroll down to the next comment. Help! Please visit my GoFundMe page. We were driving today and we hit a cow. It was on the road. And out here, wherever out here was, the farmer is not responsible. The driver is. I only had liability insurance, and the insurance isn't going to cover my damages, and the whole front end of the van is just demolished. Please go visit my GoFundMe page and help me get back on the road. So I'm criticized for worrying about money too much. This gal's going to quit her job and apparently not worry about money. And now this guy needs money. So let's just assume for a minute that's how we all live. We all live on GoFundMe. Well, the person paying into the GoFundMe account's got to have a job, don't they? So I don't even understand how all this works. But my point is you gotta work when you come out here. I'm 48 years old. I'll be 48 in October. And I still have to work. But my goal isn't about daily needs. My goal is about future needs. And so that's where the bulk of my money goes. I have my regular account where I spend money out of, and I try to limit how much I spend out of it down to $800 a month. Minus insurance, because I don't talk about insurance. And then I have a savings account. Now the savings account, I put $300 in. That is the minimum that I put in it. That means if I don't have 300 bucks, which has never happened, I take it from the 800. That means we're doing without something this month, because the savings account is much more important than whatever we might need for this month, except for food. As long as I can get food and I got enough gas to get to my next location, I don't need to spend money. And as long as I have internet, so I can continue to work, because I gotta have a job, so I can put my $300 in. So the first savings account is the most important. Gotta have the 300 bucks. Every month, gotta put 300 bucks in there. The idea behind the $300 in the savings is if I ever have to replace my vehicle, that's how much it would cost me per month for my new truck. That's what the last truck cost, was $300 a month. Well, I don't want to go into debt. So my goal is put $300 in, like my monthly payment on a pickup truck. I get to collect interest instead of spend on interest. And when it's time to buy a new truck, I just go in and I pay cash. And with cash, I can negotiate quite well on the price of the vehicle. So, I'm making money off the money that I would spend on my next vehicle. We may be changing our plans, and we may, in 4 to 6 years, it looks like we're looking into buying a piece of property. And from what I can tell, a piece of property is going to be about $9,000. for 5 acres that we're looking at. So that's even cheaper than what a truck would cost. So, you know, I'm looking out for my future. The next thing I worry about is the $800. So now I'm up to $1,100 each month that I gotta have. The $300 savings and the $800 so I can just have money in my pocket. Then whatever's left over, I make sure I put back into the emergency fund. I'm always trying to replenish or build up my emergency fund. Because emergencies happen all the time. And I've mentioned this several times. We've already had 3 emergencies. Calculated it out. 3 emergencies within 1 year. 2 of the emergencies within months of each other, just a few months. And it came out to just over $10,000. I hear so many people say, I only need $3,000 in an emergency fund. You're going to be wiped out before your first emergency is over. The way I always put it is, you need to have enough money, and I'm not talking about insurance. You need to have enough money in your emergency fund to buy everything you own twice. And then I think you're in a safe position. Now, as far as not having to work the 9 to 5, I'm free. I remember 19 years old, up in Seattle, near Seattle, Washington, in the military, and I was poor. Poor. Here I am, newly married, in a city 2,000 miles away from my home, and I have no money. We're living off one credit card that I got, and I couldn't even tell you what that was, like $2,000. It was rough. So I know what it's like not to have money, and guess what? Having money feels a lot more like freedom than not having money. I don't worry about money ever, but I do have the money to get back on my feet relatively quickly. I proved it 1.5 years ago when the camper burned down. I was back on my feet in 2.5 weeks and never asked for a dime. Here this guy's on Facebook, he's asking for money, and the majority of the comments is basically saying, hey guy, not my problem. You're the silly one for not having a job or money or whatever. And so you think, wow, okay, one comment, don't need a job, next comment, you're a dummy. So that it's not even consistent. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like video, and happy travels.